Hello YouTube. Today I figured I'd do something a little special for you guys. I'm gonna hook you guys up with some tips for successfully raising Haitiensis. But I think I'm gonna charge you first. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so this is Freshwater Predators tips for raising Haitiensis. I have raised multiple batches successfully. Prior to that, I've had a lot of crash and burns, like the majority of you guys have dealt with bloat. The bloat treatment's pretty simple. I use Clout. I don't use Prozzy. I don't use Metro. I don't use none of that other stuff. I don't soak my food in Epsom salt. You know, that's a good flower horn trick. It doesn't work for my Haitiensis. If you have to treat, you treat with Clout. Clout will strip your tank of your bacteria and has a possible chance of crashing it. So you must be careful. A good tip for that is to preserve some of your bacteria or your filters till after you're done treating, and then replace them. The obvious signs for bloat is lethargic fish swimming towards the back of the tank, the bottom of the tank, the top of the tank, acting abnormal, not active, not eating. The second step would be white stringy poo. Once you see white stringy poo, it's about to come to an end. You want to definitely treat them immediately. If you notice the bulge in the belly, it's too late. There's still a chance you can save them, but if they don't give up, but you are definitely fighting an uphill battle. So the best thing to do is to try to bypass getting bloat altogether. And if you can't, then definitely pay attention to the early warning signs and act as accordingly. But some of the tips I've learned to bypass the bloat is, first off, make sure you get your Haitiensis from a reliable source. That doesn't mean just any old vendor. Even some of their great ones don't have the best quality of Haitiensis. Okay, I don't want to name names, but I've got Haitiensis from just about every vendor out there, and there's all except for one have died on me, no matter how many times I buy from those people. The only vendor that I buy from now, basically the only person I'll buy from, is Gage Brady, Cyclic Connection. And I'll go into a little detail on why. But I spent thousands and hundreds of dollars on Haitiensis, and they just go belly up because of the bloat. So after trial and error and trying again, I've figured out a sweet set of guidelines that I use, that since I've used them, I have not lost one fish. I bought, so basically, the bloat is not a food thing, okay? I know there's all kinds of forums with threads about bloat, Haitiensis, and yada yada yada, and high protein food. Well, I'll tell you right now, it's bullshit. Their high food protein, low protein theory only worked because they utilized one of these other steps I'm about to share with you, and did not take that step into consideration. I completely analyzed and broke down and did my homework with these guys. What I'm telling you will work. Granted, you have to have good water parameters. You can't put them in a fucking toilet bowl, excuse my language, and expect them to live. So, the first things you want to do with Haitiensis is ensure that you have a tank that is going to be in a quiet, stress-free zone. You don't want to put them in a high traffic zone. High traffic being in the middle of the hallway, in the middle of the living room, and your child's bedroom, where there's going to be tons of noise and activity. That's going to stress them out. I mean, it may work for some people, but I guarantee the majority of the people it will not. Now remember that this advice I'm giving you is based off the statistics that I've used, and is not 100%. I mean, for me, it has been 100%. So I can do what I can to help guide you, everybody, to complete success. So once you establish your tank, where it's going to be, water parameters you want to set. My pH is at 7.6, 7.4, give or take, which is fine. All my nitrates, all that shit, those are 0. You know. Now the temperature, you know, anywhere from 83 to 86. You know, you can go to the mid 80s, a little higher for really small Haitiensis. As they grow, just like in the wild, you know, the fry go to the shallows, which is going to be a lot warmer than the deeper water. As they get bigger, they move mosey on to the deeper water, which is going to be a little cooler. So you want to try to set your water, your temperatures for the size of your fish. You know, I say 1 to 3 inch can be in the mid 80s. You know, 84 to 86. After 3 inches, you want to try to keep it down to about 82 to 84. And you've got those 2 to 4 degrees where you can fluctuate if you want to try to simulate seasons and for breeding, whatever. So you got your temperature. Next thing you want to do is make sure that there's no fish in that tank but your Haitiensis. As tough as it is for some people to be able to afford just a tank for the Haitiensis, you know, if you want to do it responsibly, that's how you're going to have to do it. No other species, no other cichlids. And be careful with what species you put in there. I find that these silver dollars work great. They help make all these fish social. And they don't spook into the Haitiensis, so, I mean, they work good. So your next step, which I think I'm on step 3, maybe 4, I forgot, is to increase your oxygen levels. With the warmer the levels of the water, the warmer water levels will decrease your oxygen amount in your tank. I have 2 sponge filters and 2 air stones in my tank, along with the hang on the backs that dump water from the top, which adds oxygen. The more oxygen, the better. And let's see here, where am I? 4. So the number 5 is going to be your source of where these fish come from. You want to find somebody who has either bred them and you're buying fry from, and you want to make sure those fry have not moved. So like I said, the stress levels bother these fish. You want to put them in a tank that you're not going to have to move them for a long time. You know, at least until they hit 3.5 to 5 inches. The longer the better. The less stress you put on them, the better overall. That means changing your food up constantly, that adds stress. Adding tank mates, that adds stress. Over cleaning your tanks adds stress. The stress is what will shut these fish's system down, allowing the hexamida to multiply and then take over their body, creating the bloat. So that's a no-no. Stress is a no-no. Food, I'll get to the food in a minute. So if you're buying from a buddy that has spawned them, make sure that your buddy has seen this video or already knows what he's doing and has the fry. You know, when he moves them from the parents, he puts them into one tank. He doesn't keep jumping them. You know, I don't know why people spawn fish and take the fry and put them in a 5-gallon or a 10-gallon and wait till they grow up, and then put them in a 20-gallon or a 55-gallon and wait till they grow up. I mean, those people, I don't know what they're thinking. I mean, I don't want to criticize on their fish keeping skills, but to me as a breeder, that is a waste of time and effort and adds unwanted stress to your fish. Let alone the smaller gallons, 5-10 gallons, those should never be used for anything but medical tanks, because they build up so fast with your ammonia levels, nitrates, and and doing water changes. I mean, you deplete so much so quick. It's such a big shock to your fish, and they don't like it. The bigger the volumes, the better. If you can afford it, that's great. So back to what I was saying. Get the fish from somebody who doesn't move them around much. That's why I get mine from Gage. He has a very healthy strain. I don't know if how many strains he's got right now. He should have 2, but he might be sold out. Regardless, his fish spawn in vats, and the fry stay in the vats until he is ready to ship them out, which optimizes their potential to grow and be stress-free. So when he sends them to you, they're from his tank to yours. They're not moved to multiple tanks. So by the time you get them, they're all stressed out, ready to die anyway. So that's why I get them from Gage. I've had them from the other guys. I don't know what they do to their fish, but I highly doubt that they're a one-tank fish. Let alone the water quality may not be optimal or to my standards. Obviously not to the fish's standards, let alone the feedings. You want to try to keep the feedings similar, the same food. You don't want to keep changing brands up, because that will stress the fish out. It's not the same stuff. Keep it simple with these guys, and you'll be very successful. And once you get them, like my scenario, I got these guys at 1.5 inches. Is for about a month, they're going to be on probation. You know, because if they're going to die within the first month. After I've got mine to survive after the first month, I'm in the clear. I can handle them for the rest, the rest of their lives, not have to worry about bloat because of my regimen. But so for the first month, keep your feedings low. I started out with, I was very skeptical, and I bought food that was, it had, I think it was Metro already in the food. So there's still, I don't know, a little bit of that food left. They've been eating it for like 3 months and they love it. You don't have to use medicine and trained food. That was just a precautionary I took. I didn't do it the last time I did this. Basically start them out with flake. You can go veggie flake. Veggie's fine. Regular flakes are fine. What you want to do is, for the first month, keep their feedings small. Don't overfeed. Go once a day. Don't go every other day. Don't go a couple times a week. Feed them once a day for at least 2 weeks, preferably 4 weeks. If you're impatient, you can, and they're looking good and healthy, and you don't see any danger signs, then you can up your feedings to twice a day, but keep the feedings small. If you miss a day, couple days, missing a day is not going to hurt nothing. But if you do it every other day or every other 2 days, then you have the potential of starving these fish. So when they do eat, they're going to eat twice as much and stress themselves out. They aren't going to be very hardy until they hit that 5-inch range. So after a month of once or twice a day, very small, you can start adding pellets of your flavor. Whatever brand you feed your fish will work for these guys. If it's Massivore, it's Massivore. I don't recommend Massivore until after 5 inches because of the change of food. Try NLS, small Hikari, shrimp pellets, krill pellets, growth pellets, whatever. I feed them on a combination of all that shit. They love it. Remember, small amounts, because these guys will eat themselves to death, looking like they bloated. The overeating will add stress, which will throw them into bloat. It's kind of oxymoron fish sometimes, but so once you get your feeding down, you should be good to go. Just monitor and keep looking for the telltale signs of bloat. And if you see them, then instantly treat your tank. After that, if you have to treat your tank, that one treatment should be fine, and all you need from then on out. Now, I might be missing something. I will know after watching this video again, and I will update it. But for the most part, you need a tank in a low traffic area. You need to increase your oxygen levels. Keep your tanks at about mid-80s. No tank mates, species only. The bigger the better, which gives them plenty of room to do what they're going to do without being moved for a while. and then a reputable source. I can guarantee that when I send these guys off, they're going to be healthier than a horse. Vibrant, very active, great eaters, no bloat. I can guarantee that. Now, I can't guarantee how you handle them when you get them. If you follow my steps and tips, I will guarantee you will have a high success rate. That's not a 100% success rate. It's a high success rate. You know, I've sent fish, Haitiensis, to my buddies, you know, 6-7 inches, and they got them and they just couldn't do it. They tried to do what I did, but something didn't work out. You know, it could have been their water quality, it could have been a number of things. You know, lo and behold, that guy had a gram-negative bacteria floating around in his tanks. Fish probably got scratched, and that's how he died. So it's pretty simple with Haitiensis. Remember, keep it simple. Go back and review the steps I went over, and you should all be pretty successful. I mean, it's a lot easier than people make it out to be. You know, don't got to worry so much about this food, you know, which food you feed them, as long as it's not overfed. And you want to put them, make sure you go through that 1 month probation period. After they make that 1 month, you're pretty safe. Now, feel free to ask me any other questions about these guys. There's a few other species that I can help people with as far as pairing, breeding, how to vent, how to sex, so on and so forth. You know, mainly my specialties are Haitiensis, Umbies, Beste, Islanums. Dovi are pretty plain and simple. What else do I keep? Trimax. Most of the stuff I keep. The Jags I'm still learning. I think I can sex them pretty good now. What else do I have? I'm sure there's other species that are, you know, but the ones I said I'm pretty good with. So feel free to ask questions. If I need to, I could put together videos how to. I know I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? What am I don't know. I can't remember. But these guys are going to start pairing off very small, very soon. I will be letting these guys go probably around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. So I've already got a list going of people. I'm not going to start selling them until they pair off. I would love to take deposits, but I can't guarantee pairs. So I'm going to hold off on taking anybody's money until I get a better idea what I'm looking at. I really hope that this video was informative to you guys. I wish you guys the best and success. Be careful when you buy the Haitiensis. You know, I know they're a huge money hole for most people. So again, be smart. If you have questions, ask me, you know, before you buy. Don't be scared. I'm not going to make you feel like an idiot. So with that being said, wish you all the best and good luck with your Haitiensis. And remember, Gage is my go-to guy for my initial startups. Once I get my pairs here, I will be set by myself, and I won't need to buy anymore. And I will be breeding my own, and I'll have my own. So, alright guys, thank you for watching again, and see you guys later.